Okay, so let's just do a little session of our Permadeath variant Gauntlet thing just to satisfy my addiction, and maybe in the morning I'll have time to do a little bit. But this at least I can say I'm enjoying more than traditional chess just because it's much more variety. So I was on one of the ones still pretty early up. I think it was Courier Chess. The one I should show, or it'll show me what I just played though. We played 10-minute career chat, so we'll do the same thing again until I lose. Some of these we basically skip because they're either 4 players, so it'd be too hard to find a match, or because of the simple fact that you would be able to. Sometimes the hardest part is just finding a match, not actually winning the match against some newbie who doesn't know what they're doing, which includes myself. You have the Royal Advisor that moves only one square diagonal. You have this thing moves in all 8 directions, I guess, octagonal or whatever it said. And then this one's just a bishop. This one is like the wait. Oh, this one's like the elephant. This one's the elephant, and then this is the man. I guess that's like the fake king. And the way that in RP I like to explain it was he's like the stand-in. So like you kill him, like you try to assassinate a leader, right? But it wasn't actually them, it was their stand-in just in case something like that happened. And then, you know, you're at least revealed, and then the real king is safe. So that's kind of what it could be. Because it's supposed to just be a man, is what even the piece is called. But yet, I thought it was this because that's like an M. But no, this is the one that moves, I think, in all 8 directions. This one just feels like a hodgepodge, random fucking shit kind of thing that some little 5-year-old kid like, yeah, this is a new variant, dad, I made a new variant. Like, what the fuck is this? Random pawn positions, random it's just all over the place. Like, it makes no sense. This is not the beginning of a game. This is like a middle game that you've already developed in a very specific way. Although, how did the Royal Advisor even get there, too? There's no mathematically, factually, objectively possible way for this to be here. You'd have to go from here to there, whatever. All right, let's just see what they do. Let's see if they copy what I do, because clearly what I'm doing is theory. But the elephant is garbage, so don't even try to move it. Oh, it can't move diagonally, though, so I don't get it. I'm not going to pretend like I really know what I'm doing at all, but the pieces that are going to be strong are going to be potentially the bishop, right? And so you get to develop it in this direction, and then you get to develop this as well, because you're covering not only the normal diagonal on the board. See, like, for example, here, you'll take this and you'll... No, you can't take it. You can develop the knight itself, so your pawn structure that you come up with is going to be very integral. And so the reason why is because... Oh, I don't know what's going on. You'll have the little darks per diagonal thing going. I don't know if you can even castle, but it feels like you probably shouldn't be allowed to. So here you're going to take there, and if I take, you take, and then I can't take. So I think I'll let you do whatever you want with that. It doesn't really bother me. And so therefore what we have is the ability to develop, let's say, the other knight, but I don't like where it's going. And so because I don't like that, I don't know. Some way you just start doing random things, because I obviously I don't know openings even in regular chess. Oh, this guy's 1700 in this mode though, which means he might actually be good at it and actually have some theoretical idea of what he's doing. Okay, you're attacking the Royal Advisor, which is perfectly fine. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm moving here just because I feel like it's too claustrophobic around the king right already, which in some ways that's good. You want to protect the king by making it that way, but each player's army gets 4 extra unorthodox pieces. Okay, this is perfectly fine too. Okay, what they're doing might be good, so I gotta be wary. You're attacking this, which is not covered, right? But he's going to keep moving it. But if you keep moving it, then I'm double attacking it. So this is in itself good. What you might do is you might bring it to here to try to cover it like that. So the knight is just on a fool's errand, kind of moving around all wonky randomly. So here you can just go back. The reason why you can just go back is because of the simple fact that, you had nowhere to go otherwise. And I don't like the way this pawn structure is shaping up, really. So their development looks solid. My development actually isn't too bad, though, either. Like, the whole thing, the pawn structure looks okay. If you go to here, I don't like what the knights are doing, though. It's too congested where they can't do anything. Oh, man. You're moving the man out, which I have no real interest in worrying about right now. What I want to do is move a dark square bishop out. And if I move the dark square bishop out, then you should be in a relatively good spot to be able to have double diagonal here. They're not really prioritizing that, so no matter how good they think they are at this variant, after whatever amount of games it took to get to 1700, which might not be that many. Or wait, why am I even 16-16? I guess just because I played one game and won it? Right, because it is like heavily provisional type stuff. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm doing, but that's actually part of the fun too. First playthrough permadeath of each of these variants. We're going to go to here, even though this pawn structure doesn't entirely make sense. Oh, but there is an issue. But there's really not, because, okay, you move this, but then I take. Like, then you take, then I still take. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. Right, you got to come up with a general piece value. The elephant is worth nothing, and they suck. This thing is worth a little bit. The royal advisor is worth a little bit, so these are like slightly above pawns. This is actually below a pawn, but now these are like this is third place, this is second place. I don't know. Or actually, this is better than the royal advisor. Come to think of it, they would take. I would still take back, so I'm still not concerned about that. The one piece you definitely want to consider in this moment is the actual rook itself, and the reason why you want to consider the rook itself is for the simple fact that it's actually a good piece and very straightforward and easy to use. If you take, I still take. So if you move the royal advisor at any point, the bishop is not covered. But the reason why I don't care about that is because it doesn't matter, because there's nowhere you can move it that's really that good, I don't think. You're going to put a lot of pressure on there. We could move the man. We could move this dude here. But what am I actually trying to do? You have the dark square diagonal here. And it could be as simple as just, you move this and then I just take that for free. You could give a check to the king here, which I don't think is really too pertinent, and maybe I'll just do it as a cheeky play. Right, it's not really going to accomplish a whole lot. You can easily block it off. If you blocked it, I take. If you take, I take, but you can still take. So this can only move like in one, like that. It can't move diagonally. So basically these two pieces are opposites of each other. But this one's still better because, well, I don't know, actually. He can let the man die in this place, and I wouldn't sack it for that. So it ends up just being, that's really what it is. Maybe just like a royal protector. Like it's there just to sort of tank the checks for you. But no, that wasn't a very strong move even. And of course, my stupid ass thing is going to get in the way. So these are still adequately covered, even though the elephant is blocking in a way that I really like. It's just getting in the way. I don't even want it there. It's not really doing anything. But that's perfectly fine. And I don't mind that as a diagonal. Like we could just leave it there for the time being. So the only other thing, let's develop the elephant, and then we're ready to go with the rooks. Right? We're actually ready to go. And the reason why is because of the simple fact that, see, you got to realize this is not covering the pawn either, even though it seems like, oh, that's how it should work, and it would be a half decent piece then. It would still be, worse than a bishop, but if it could choose between the two squares, but no, it can only go to the one square, right? So it's very limited in its movements. Like, you can only go to 8 squares in the normal course of a game. He would gladly trade it for anything else. Now the rooks are, like I said, ready to go. And so what I need to do is I'm going to double stack my kings here, a phrase I never thought I would utter. And then I will actually start to go at this with respect to the actual rooks, because now it's time to go. Or wait. Oh shit, I'm not paying attention. I'd be more than happy to trade. But no, the rooks are coming in. The rooks are coming in and they cannot be stopped. It's the claustrophobia of your own pieces that sometimes fucks you over a little bit here. If you move this dinky fucker, I will take your bishop without hesitation. The bishops are arguably the strongest pieces in the game with respect to, oh, here we go. You're going to try to take the knight with the elephant. And so the elephant doesn't have a very good option of where to go. So let's go here. And so that doesn't open up a whole lot for you. You take, I still take, you take, I still take. We want to move this dude clown so we can create a double stack, but let's not even worry about the double stack, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. What it has to be is just try to get this shit moving, period. And so we'll have like a semi-open file. Is he really going to be able to castle? Because I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to castle in this mode. There's too much shit going on. In fact, even if you theoretically could, you can't do it now because I gave you a check and you moved out of the way. Even though you didn't have to because you could have blocked it or something. So if you take, I can easily take. I want that file open. You can't double push pawns like either too. I thought you really couldn't move that anywhere actually. And you can't really move it anywhere further. So let's go here. We'll try to beat up the thing a little bit. If you take from here, that's giving me kind of what I want. If you take from there, I'm not really too sure about it. But this is really what I should do. Just like go for it with respect to, you know, you could move the advisor now, and that could create some sort of problem. And the reason why it could create a... Oh, wait a second, though. You go to there, but then I could, like, almost just keep going with it, too. It could be a royal advisor movement play now, though, with respect to... Now, if I move this, you take, but, I mean, I can easily address that, too. This is the one piece that I can't figure out even what to do with, because if I move the king here... Okay, that's kind of what I was expecting you to do. It doesn't concern me really still that much, though. And the reason why... Or I guess you could go here and give a check, but I could take with the fake king. Would be still worth it. Right, like you check and then you're forking the bishop, but I would just take with the thing. Right, like this is the real king, this is the fake king, the man. So it can be very confusing and play on your perceptions a lot. Some of these are pretty awesome, honestly. Okay, that you can't take, right? You simply cannot take it. I don't mind even if he does that, but it's more like, what is his knight doing if I deny him that? That's what you got to ask, right? What is his knight actually doing? You can't take there, you can't go there, you can't go there, you can't do anything. And so because of that, I feel compelled to actually, okay, if you take, I can't even take back. So what am I doing? God damn, this stupid ass piece, man. I don't mind the kings kind of next to each other like this. What I do mind is this stupid ass thing that is going to get in the way of the whole fucking game, which is this thing. I just can't do anything with it. I'll have to run it all the way down the other side of the board. Like, what the fuck? You can't move diagonally, so like, what would I have to do with it? Holy shit, it's going to come down to time or something. At least we're loading up adequately on this square. And so if we do that, then let me try... I mean, this is really the way to play. I don't see why I wouldn't do that. You can get it all the way out the other side, assuming I can spare that many moves. This is very complicated, actually. Now, this could move and then create a problem, but it's... No, not yet, anyway. This thing is going here, the elephant play. So now you'd be forking in an effective way. So I'm going to move this, actually, which is maybe too ambitious, but... maybe I don't need to do that. Now the elephant can't come in at all, so that's easy enough to shut down. I have to be very wary of time because that might be what it comes down to, because we're not good enough to get an actual proper outcome, right? It's too complicated for us to figure out. Even if you go there, I'll still take. Wait. I'll take, you'll take, it won't solve anything. What you can do now is you can move this stupid ass clown somewhere else. Let's move it as if we're moving the royal advisor, because we're probably going to do that, actually. If they take, I can still take. And I can't, I almost have to take, but I don't have to take. If you take, I still take. And then the fork is no longer there. It seems like a strange sequence of moves. I'm getting too fixated on this, but we will have the double stack, which is pretty strong. Look how annoying this fucking thing is, dude. It's a saboteur of a piece. There's 3 pieces you have to move just to get them out of the way of the thing. And maybe you could have castled, right, like mine, but I didn't even really want to. You're moving this away, and so I don't really care about that. If you take, I take, and you can't do anything with the elephant. Your king is here. We're setting up for a double stack, so we already got it. We're a little step ahead of you there, even though it's not going to make that much of a difference because you do have it too. So now speed is going to be the deciding factor here. It's hard to even come up with these piece values, but I would say this and the Royal Advisor are like 1.5. And then maybe the elephant is even just like a 1. This is here. Okay, we want to go here. Now, if you take... No, it still doesn't work, though. I don't get it. Fuck. I don't have time for this shit. Let me try to move something else inside here. I don't think the knight was really doing anything. You move the knight back. I'm going to just start doing stuff just to do it now, but you no longer have the forking play, right? I could just move the Royal Advisor anywhere I want. You take with a pawn. I don't really have to worry about it. There's like a lot of strategic sacking that could potentially go on here with respect to the simple fact that you bring in the knight and it doesn't bother me too much at all. It may force my hand a little bit because this is a dangerous spot to put yourself in. Like, you shouldn't really do that. Okay. All right, dude. You're very good. Time is going to be the factor. We get it. Let's just do a threefold repetition there, which I assume would also still be a rule. This is how it's going to be, though. Like, there's no actual win condition on display here. It's just like... Oh my god, I hate this. Let me just try to bring this in from the other side of the board. If you go to here... Go here with the elephant. I don't know if I would want to take the man. In fact, based on my piece value hypothesis, I definitely wouldn't want to. You'd be forking like the bishop and the elephant, which is not really much value at all. Be like right in the thick of so many pieces, but none of them could actually take anything. 142, 249. You unironically can go there. You're attacking this as well. I don't really see what the big deal is, to be honest with you. It may just be that you have to allow the bishop to be taken, and the reason why is because if you don't, maybe I take the man for free, but maybe not even. So this knight is very well positioned. You do let... No, you don't even let me take that, though. Fuck. Maybe I'll bring it just to the other side of the board, period, which means I'm probably gonna regret that and lose something. This is like a passed pawn, too, but it's only gonna promote into an advisor, maybe? Like, I don't even know. Damn it, this time thing is really disgusting sometimes. Just how I'm completely... That's my one weakness in everything that I ever do in life. I just can never deal with time. If they take, I can't take. I hate this. I hate it. But I mean, it's my fault. I'm just too slow. Like, what do you want me to say when I just completely... Like, that's a winning play. I win the game because of that play, because the elephant is fucking dog shit if I haven't established it adequately enough already. The elephant is fucking garbage, dude. So I just got a knight, which I sometimes consider garbage too, but that's only in regular chess. And so therefore, it's just better. Okay, so you're attacking there. You have an annoying spot with the knight. Let me try to get the other knight involved as well. Go to here, just trying to start moving fast. Go to take this. You just go back. Go ahead and try to bring the other stupid ass knight into. We're just in full flagging degenerate mode now. We go here, we use it like a thing. And then we look how the pacing of this all changed too. I don't know what's happening. Go to here, you take, I take. Go back. It's so fucking stupid, dude. Why does everything come down to this? The perfect game, by the way. Okay, Octopus Knight, excellent position. You shouldn't really need to worry about these too much. It shouldn't be the dictating factor in the game, even if it was. If you take, I simply take. I'll just take. Go to here. You can go there. You do something with that. I don't even know what. You take, I still take. You don't want to take. What if I go like this? We fork the two kings together. We can take the stupid ass elephant. Right, not a huge deal, but we can still do it. We can do this one. We can't do it. You take here. You don't want to take that. You go ahead. You go here. It's still covered adequately. If you take, I still take. You don't want it. Fuck you, dude. Come on. Why don't you want to take? You take here. The knight's kind of tearing it up a little bit. Go to here. You take. You check. You go to here. You check again. You go to here. You check again. You go to here. You check again. It's still covered. You go here. You go here, maybe. You can't. But he's not even seeing it. Come on, bro. Or why can't I even pre-move this shit? Oh, I hate, man. Man. Every single time, dude. Every single time. That's the only way that I can ever lose at anything, bro. Like, he had the full 10 minutes, too. He had the full time. He didn't create any sort of winning position. Like, that's so... In fact, I was making some pretty crazy plays at the end there, too. Like, that's so idiotic, bro. That is so fucking stupid. The 1700 try hard non-provisional, or maybe he just won a couple games like me, but... You know, I just played the one, and so we were 1-1 record. That is so fucking dumb, man. Time is just trash. I can't complain too much because 10 minutes is still a good metric, but he blundered the knight there, which is a pretty big deal. Then he, you know, I don't know. We just realized that time is going to be the thing. So can you not pre-move in this, or did I just turn it off, maybe? Oh, maybe I just turned it off. So that would have clearly made the difference, which I kind of might have a little bit, but I was still way too low for me to even handle that. Couldn't I have done like this now? But I mean, even if I think I do, but it doesn't matter. We take this. We try to go into there. That pawn move wasn't a big deal. We're forking the king and the king. And even they're like, we're pinning into it. Just the fact that it's also the king icon is going to confuse the shit out of you. Like, look how many pawns he's actually giving up because he's so worried about the flagging territory. And you could say it paid off, but we blunder the rook there. I mean, look, man. It's just, there was no good unleash play there, I guess. It's so, like, man, that just kind of exposes all of these games, though. That's the farce that they are, to some extent. Give me a correspondence game and I'm literally fucking Magnus Carlsen, and it would be so fair to say that, because you can just sit there forever and just do it. But in a micro sense, it ruins the game, because it's like, you realize that, oh, time is the only thing. If you actually just use your brain a little bit, no matter what level you're playing at, it's only going... I don't see many people who play this. Yeah, whatever. The point is that time is the only thing that matters. It just completely solves any game, ruins every game. Like, fuck it. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a factor, but it's like the only factor. Hey, how's it going? So yeah, that was just like the little mini session for today. I was hoping I could go on a good streak with one of these, which I guess I went on a decent streak with, what were the two? Chaturanga, obviously, goes without saying. But then chess with checkers. This one we won one, so let's just see what we would have to look forward to. Next time would be okay, we can't do Crazy House because I already did it. We could do Duck Chess. Okay, that's the one that even Nightmare wanted to see, with the whole gimmick where you just like put a piece basically to block. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so today let's continue this little permanent variant thing that I'm doing, and I didn't want this to go too fast because basically what I'm doing with this is it's a check mark between like hitting 100 rating points. So what we were doing before is like, okay, I was trying to go from 16 to 17 or whatever. We were basically 15, so I went from 15 to 17 in a couple months or whatever, but on Lichess. And so the point is that I was doing like that permadeath P set round robin, which could have a failure state built in too, meaning I go through every single one of the custom P sets. You won't be able to see it here because it's only on the chest, but I go through every single one of those, and it's like by the time I go from the top to the bottom, right? This will only show the ones for here. By the time I go from the top to the bottom, I should get 100 ratings. So now I could reset that, or I could continue where I was, but then if I get back to the same point, right, that could be a failure state. So I would have to so like we got to 17, so now we take a break by doing the variant gauntlet. So I go through every variant until I lose, and then then we go back to doing that. Then I'll try to get from 17 to 18 within the context of all those P sets. So like every time I lose a game, I have to change to the next one. And then I never made that a hard rule that like I really fail or I have to delete my account if I do that, but that could be a good criteria. But later on, that's going to be pretty hard because getting from 2000 to 2100 in that context, I guess I'll be spending more time studying than actually playing if that gets to be the point. But yeah, that was like the soft condition. So we go from 16 to 17 that way. Then we could continue from 17 to 18. But the point is, I wanted this to go on a lot longer. Where there are a lot of variants on here. Actually, there's a lot more than I thought there were. Yeah, we switch basically between those two. So we're doing the permadeath P set gauntlet whenever I lose, I have to change the cosmetics, the background on the chest. I was using like my channel arts or whatever, the boards, which they kind of fucked up because the site updated something, but mainly the P sets. And then on here, I'll do this in between. So when I get to 18, I can do this again. When I get to 19, I can do this again. That can be like my reward for hitting a checkpoint. Right. And there are some variants on the chest, but there's not that many. In fact, maybe I shouldn't even bother doing that, but it felt like 960 was a lot more competitive, and it's not even on here as far as the most popular ones. Even though generally that's a very we lost very frustratingly there. At least it wasn't the same guy. The same guy ended my chess with checkers streak, DOVKE, ended my chaturanga win streak, like of whatever, 1, 2, 3 games. And then this thing, the same thing, right? The same guy. And it was on different sessions. June 27th at 6:51. And then wait, what? Oh, June 26th at 10. Like, they're completely random times, but I guess he just skulks around the variants a lot, kind of like me. Yeah, this could be a format that other people could use too. It's like whatever, just random. Like you reward yourself by playing variants. So you try to get to the next 100 mark. Then when you within all the permanent piece sets that you have, then when you do it, then you play variants till you lose with each one. Then you go back, you do it again. Then when you get to the next 100 mark, you come back. So it's a good way of doing it. I haven't really made a big point of doing it so far though, because whatever, the ratings that I was at were so inconsequential. Not that 17 is even a big deal, but it's at least better than okay. So it's gonna be duck chess because we already did Crazy House on. We might have actually done it on here. I might have done the first one here, then I tried them on other ones on the chess, whichever ones they had. So those are the only ones that I'll skip. So duck chess is basically just where you put the thing down to block something, right? Let me actually look if it'll explain it in some way here. And this is one that was relatively new on the site. Like they didn't use it. They didn't have one like this before. Or what it used to be called, I feel like, was like rock chess or something. You place down a rock to block a brick. Yeah. The duck is a brick. Pieces cannot move through the square occupied by the duck. However, the knights, and this is almost like the soccer chess variant by Wormius, right? Where except the difference with that is it doesn't just take up a space, but you kick it around, and if it gets to your opponent's back rank, you actually win the game. And I think I actually beat him one out of obviously many games we played that he would normally beat me, but I actually think I won by that condition at least once, just because it's so bizarre and unexpected. Pieces cannot move through the square, however, knights can jump over the duck. Each player's turn has 2 steps. After moving a piece, the duck must be moved to a different and empty square. Now, the way I almost would interpret it is it shouldn't be that after moving a piece, it's more that it should be if you move a piece that would attack it, right? That's how the soccer one works. Like if I move something random unrelated to it, it's just going to stay where it is. But you have to like actually move it to, like, I'll move a bishop to the duck, and by moving it to the duck, it will move the duck somewhere that the bishop could move, whatever. That's a very different thing, I guess. But so like if the butt duck is here, let's say, then I move the bishop here, then I can move the duck like there, right? Because that's where the bishop could kick it, basically within its movement pattern. After moving a piece, the duck must be moved to a different empty square. There is no check or checkmate. Capture the king to win, which is that itself is very strange. Invented by Dr. Tim Paulden. Let's see what his chess rating was. Let's see. All these people who come up with these good ideas are not always chess players themselves. Tim Paulden. He must be something though. Like, come on. 134, 960. Please tell me you're at least better than all these cloud chasing streamers like Botez or somebody. Duck chess. But I feel like this one existed before. Oh god, dude. You may as well be me. I'll just invent my own variant here. Stalemate only occurs when there are no legal moves left. Walking into a check is legal. The stalemated player, okay, whatever. So, and we are allowed to do longer time formats with this. Like 10-minute has been the standard that I've been doing for the last couple. The first few I wasn't doing that because I wasn't taking it seriously enough, but it's only fair because this is meant to be taken very seriously. So for some of these, I've never played them before, or I don't know them well at all. So it's only fair that I should be able to take my time like that. We should play it like a normal. We should play it like a normal thing, but I'm gonna be very confused. That always stops, you know, whatever their shit is gonna be. So we should play it like a normal game, but I'm gonna get fucked up still somehow. This is just kind of annoying at some point. You could do it here, so then you're blocked from moving the bishop. Right, so you always have to make the move first, so it's gonna make it hard for me to develop. It's just gonna be annoying. Like, I'll win on a normal level, but somehow, like, I won't be able to move my bishop. That's the problem. So I don't mind taking this. Like, what would be their next move? This is what you have to assume. What would they possibly want to do here? They probably want to move this, try to attack this with this, right? Attack the pawn with the bishop. But now you can't because you're blocking that. So you're going to keep doing it, dude. You're going to keep doing it. So I honestly guess I have no choice but to do this. And the reason why, this is going to be so fucking annoying, bro. Let's do it here, actually. So that then we can stop. Or no, maybe this is worth it. Because it's so annoying how you're cucking the ability of the bishop to move. You might go like this, and it stops the queen also from coming in there, so I'm not surprised by that move. I'm just... It's no surprise that the knight is like this, dude. I should have probably gone there just to stop that from happening, even. It's gonna fuck up my whole development for the whole fucking game. Oh my god. This is less a feature of the variant than it is of the actual. I'll just keep doing it. He seems annoyed by that move, so you're not going to be able to stop me from developing something here, though. You can bring the thing. All I want to do is castle, but you're just spam. This is what you'll do, too. You'll just sit on one square the whole time, which is pretty worth it, because now you can't develop the bishop very easily. So what are you supposed to do? You're going to try to take that, which you could go here to try to stop that. But I don't think that's even really worth it. He's not putting a ton of pressure on me, so I guess that's okay. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to go to here again, just stopping that center pawn movement, which, you know, makes a certain amount of sense at least. Now you're going to keep putting it there, or now you're going to put it there, which I think that was even a mistake. I would have been more bothered by you continually just doing that shit over and over. So the queen can't go anywhere meaningful. And so all I want to do is castle. And so we're going to keep doing this because, it's, again, unless they answer the issue of developing the bishop and developing the pawn, I'm just going to keep doing it. Is this theory for duck chess? Like, is this actually what you're supposed to do? You're covering there, which doesn't bother me at all. I'm a little bothered maybe by the movement of the knight, but I'm at least happy with the simple fact of being able to just castle and get it over with. That's still going to be a very key, important component here. I'll keep doing this because they don't seem to be answering that development issue. Couldn't you just, like, put it there, though, and then it's like they can't castle, like, ever? I don't even get that. So, they're coming into here. Again, I don't see where it's going to be really the decisive winning factor in the game, but it's a relatively simple mechanic. It's just very irritating and hard to get used to sometimes. So What you can do is try to do this, but that could be dangerous in case you have like an attacker there. I got to be careful about these clicks too. I keep fucking up with that. So we can do this, so then we'd basically be double attacking, but we're not actually double attacking. I'm trying to see like where he's gonna even go in that. I'm not sure actually. You can go to here as if to threaten there. You can go. Oh, that's clever, I guess. Oh no, don't tell me, dude. But you can put it there. So like for example, because if I don't take, I'm just screwed, right? You're gonna be to put it here, so now the queen can't come there as if to, you know, like I thought the pawn would end up there. Now if the queen's there, it doesn't matter because there's nothing you can do. Right, you aren't covered, whatever. So now the only question becomes the knight itself is a little bit undesirable. This pawn is really fucking annoying. Like, holy shit, dude. If you raise, I can take. If you don't raise, I can take. Like, who would think the most annoying piece in a game with the duck is actually going to be the thing? You can go like this and try to make me there. But no, I was more worried about the pawn coming in, so I was trying to block the movement of it on that basis. Now, this you'll bring out the lights for a bishop, which is very, very relevant indeed. And so therefore we'll just put it there and stop. We really cucked the lights for bishop the whole fucking game. You can try to raise it here and then put it there. But we'll go ahead, we'll just trade, that's fine. We'll put it there still. And so now you can take with the queen itself, you block that thing. I'm not entirely sure I get that. The biggest thing I'm curious about now is the simple fact that of the light square thing here, right? But you should be able to block one or the other. So now I could just do this. But then you can also move it somewhere to block, block with the duck. And so therefore, but you didn't seem to do it. And so because you didn't seem to do it, I think you'll still be able to stop it though, right? Like, how does this work now? I'll move the knight, but you'll only be able to do it after you move. So I actually don't understand what this interaction is going to be right now. You put it here, and then you want to put it just the same thing. So what happens is you should lose the queen, but what would they be able to mitigate it with the duck? Like, I actually don't get it. They have to move first and then do the duck, but the duck could be on a square like this. That's why this is important, because even if you block it with the duck, you still have to move it somewhere else. Like, let's say, oh my fucking, how does that even make any sense, bro? But I guess you'll perpetually be stuck in this thing because since I'm moving this, you're still in that spot. So how long can you delay and mitigate this? Oh my god, like it poses so many problems and basic things. Okay, now at least you get a fork. I don't really give a shit because you're gonna get this anyway, right? So the knight comes in clutch and kind of, it definitely can trigger the shit out of you though. Like regardless what the outcome is, it is very irritating. Now you should win just in a basic sense, regardless of whatever blocking stuff you do. They had a reasonable attack going. But see, this is almost like you're beating them just in a normal way. But the ability to keep blocking this was super annoying, right? Because you're able to... Now, I guess I don't care as much what I'm doing with the duck, but... or, there'll be some kind of weird mate that wouldn't open up otherwise, like... If I had put it there or something... But yeah, like that's what some of these devolve into. Not even saying like, oh, I'm such a good player or something, but I am better than a lot of these people. You can tell. So like the chess with checkers, where it's sort of a level of blindfold, you were just beating them in a normal way. It's not like I was doing anything different based on the variant, right? You just kind of keep track of the pieces. So some of it will just come down to that, which is going to be where some of my best streaks maybe come from. 1500, so I'm 1525. Okay, let's do another one. So that one, Chaturanga, was a little disappointing, but at least that guy beat me in a very legitimate positional way. And it's the same guy who beat me in the Chess with Checkers one. But whatever, dude. Just don't keep. It's gonna be the same guy like every time. Like who ended my thing there? This guy was 1700, so he's at least played that a little bit. Maybe only 2 games though, because even I only played 1 game and I'm 16-16. But that was a pretty insane positional game. And again, it came down only to flagging, where you're not actually looking at it from a perspective that, yeah, in this game, the duck barely came into play. So my whole thing, so as white, I was happy with blocking the development of their bishop. But more to the point, that might just be what you want to do. Just keep blocking a center pawn, because those are always like the key first moves in the game. So I guess it exacerbates white's advantage all the more, because not only do you get to move first, but you get to move the duck first to whatever extent, you're going to hinder their development, whereas they can't hinder yours, I guess, because let me actually see how it works at the start again. I'm getting lucky just by that alone. Or like I would put it here to try to stop. This is the more natural move, to put the pawn here. Right, so I actually messed up already. You would stop the development here, and then you try to stop that maybe later. Because you wouldn't really move that anyway. Yeah, see, I already fucked up. We go ahead and put this here, and then you can put this, I guess, there. It's the sequence of moves that kind of confuse me, though. They move first, then they do it. So they can move their piece out of harm's way, but not with the cover of the duck. Which is why the queen had to stay there, despite the fact that... I think I'm satisfied with this one. This seems like a very strong place to keep putting it, because they're not going to be able to develop this pawn or the bishop this way, like ever, right? And there's nothing they can do to really stop that from happening. You'd have to put it here, which can still be a good diagonal, but then you have all these pawns to block off. You go ahead, you bring the knight. And the reason why you bring the knight is because, okay, now the bishop is going to be under some level of threat. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'll just keep doing it, and it seems like a good idea. We've already come up with a meta strategy for this whole idea. But it doesn't do anything, right? It doesn't serve as a cover. It doesn't have any other function other than to annoy. You go here, doesn't seem to have much of a value to it either. I can't bring my knight, but I could bring it here, and I don't see what the problem with that is. It's like, oh no, he's going to pin me with the thing. But you can't, because of the simple fact that I'm not even going to let you use that diagonal at all. So you could arguably, by the same token, keep putting it here to stop me from doing that, but at least my light square bishop is already developed in some way. You're threatening to take this pawn. Okay, this is fine too. See, like, what if you had put it there? If you had put it there, it would force me to open the king with the pawn. So even though he didn't do it, that's an instructive moment. Why not put it here? Because then I can't cover it with the queen, right? That should have worked. And I would have had to do that, I guess. Now you put this, kind of keep doing the same thing. I mean, if it works, why change it? It just requires that I'm white every game. If I play as black, then I'm not entirely sure if this will work as well. And this isn't like something, whatever. It's just all very on the spur of the moment. 1525 versus 1500. The point is, I can always fall back on, yes, I'm a better player than most of these people, but I can't get cocky in saying that either. It's just, it happens to be the case. If you took there, I could still take back. So let's just go for it. Right, because why not? And the duck is not going to matter too much, but that's the way you should think about it sometimes, is to cut off cover. So for example, you could stop him from even castling at all. Right, and the reason why is because that is such a troll thing to do. You could do the same thing to me too. But you're going to address this and then leave yourself hanging here, and you might not be able to castle to stop it. I am allowing the light square diagonal to come into play now, though. Right, and that could be an issue for me, that I was so in love with blocking that one square over and over. That's what it'll devolve into, too. Everyone will just do the same thing every single time, because you somehow get to... like, what could you possibly do to block me from even doing this? I don't know. I'll just keep stopping the castle. So we're attacking here. You can move this, I guess, but that's not a good thing to do either. So it puts you in an awkward spot for sure, because you don't want that, because then you can't castle even without the duck there. because of the simple fact that you can cuck their ability to cover stuff, you can cuck their ability to develop stuff. I think I just win, don't I? Or there won't be a... Wait, how does this work then? You already can't even move. So now, even if you took this, I just take the king. I guess that's how it works, right? You're effectively in check. I mean, it's a mate either way. The duck's not going to save you from the mate. Right, you take, but then I take. So yeah, it didn't even come down to that. This is what I want to see. Give me a good streak like this. Like, why do I keep losing to these people who are just random people? I guess because I'm a random person too, but just like, come on, dude. If there's one thing I like, it's variance, and I don't want this to end too quickly. I've gone through some of the best ones already, and I've fucked them up. You gotta go on like a 20-game win streak with some of these to really show. Wait, what? Wait a second. Wait a second, bro. How does that make sense, though? It's a sequential error. You can't take that. Well, I guess I don't understand. That's okay. That doesn't even make any sense, though. So you do it because you get to. What the fuck is that? You do it because you get to cover it after, and you're not really in check. All right, dude. Okay. I don't even understand what's happening anymore, but okay. It's like I can just move whatever I want, and then you'll be in check again, but then you'll just take the thing. So if I pose some crazy threat, I don't know what the fuck that was, honestly, but whatever, dude. I was even celebrating that I'm gonna go on a good streak, but chess.com again. This is a 1 in a million chance. Well, I've been kind of doing this series on here every time now. I'll do this until I go through every variant, basically. I'm just so confused by what just happened, but I guess it maybe makes sense. Oh, I don't know. That's so fucking stupid. You can escape from a checkmate, basically. See, this is where they take these things too far. Like, it's good enough as it is, but that sort of position should have just been over. Why should I have to go through that? That's so idiotic. It's enough just to have it blocking the square. Why do you have to do this stupid thing where you can't be checked or checkmated? That is so fucking dumb. Even if you don't let me castle, it's more so about the movement of the rook. Like, that is really fucking dumb. You come into there, you give a check. I don't give a shit. You could probably trap the queen here or some shit. Right, because if you try to go to the light square, you go to here, you'll be able to block it for a century, though, with the stupid-ass dock. That is so dumb, though. What the fuck is that duck doing? So, see, here, technically, you do have the queen trapped, right, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't work because they'll go there, then I'll go there, but then you'll still... Or I guess not exactly, but... You stop it from escaping onto the same diagonal, which would be... You can kind of just keep doing this forever, can't you? You go here, then you go like this. Now you can't take there. As far as I can tell, you're trapped most of these turns, right? If you look at all the queen's potential spaces to go, even if you go here, you're inevitably going to just do like this or something. Actually, there's not even that great of a spot to do that. You could go here and then block you from going even there. So at what point is my only question, am I actually going to be able to do something? And the answer is never. You'll never actually be able to do it. You just kind of keep dancing around because you can always just keep blocking. So I can never actually take anything. It makes no sense. The only reason why he was able to take something is because I did it first. Like, I would have to threaten it in multiple ways, I guess. Now you're going to try to go there, but I can block it. Like, I don't understand, dude. I'm probably gonna fuck it up somehow, some other way. You can't go there. You can't go there. You can't go there. You could go there. I don't know, man. I don't know. So the act of doing the, I guess I could castle. You're trying to kind of constrain it in here, but it's just becoming too irritating to actually do it. You can just probably take that. Whatever, dude. Or wait, you didn't even do it though. Let me see. You can block it in maybe like here. Like, why should it be this hard to trap it? I just don't understand. You go to here and you block him off. What that means is you can't go to any other square around it. So this is like a real science experiment moment where, again, you shouldn't really be able to save it, but you somehow just keep doing it. You're not really even under threat right now. But you can't take any of these. Or you could. Okay, I don't get how it works then. Forget it. That is so stupid, man. This is what happens when I try to betray my defensive mindset and actually try to attack and do something, because then it fucks up. Even if I got the queen now, it's not going to be enough. The point is, if I move the duck from there, you'll be able to take the act. No, you actually won't be able to take it. So once again, you would think you'd be trapped. Like, let me try to think about it again. This is covered already. This square could be blocked. But then, so if I go like block this, you'll take this. If you, what if I like go here, then block this again, but then they'll end up giving like a check and back ranking my dumbass, I guess. They have this open diagonal as well. They'll take there. If I move it up to here, at least we got to see the variant clearly decide the outcome, because I don't understand even what happened. But I go here, then they can move the thing wherever they want. But it wouldn't matter because I would end up taking the thing, I guess. I don't know. I would go here so they can't take that. Now, like, let's say I'd put it here, I guess, and you can still escape some other way. So, like, now you could just take my king, can't you? So what was I? Okay. I don't know. That's really triggering, but you can't do basic things anymore because simple things like a check or... I don't even understand still how that happened. Like, it's just so dumb. So they were able to take it. It's one thing like, okay, they can take the bishop, but then I should be able to finish them off. But they can just take the queen and then block my ability to do that. I don't know. Okay, let's see what the next one is. But that one should have probably lasted a bit longer. But I clearly had a misconception about how it worked. So it encourages defensive play even all the more because, yeah, elimination shots, just like all the rest of these, right? If I lose, I get eliminated. Let's see. If it's like a 4-player one, then sometimes I have to skip it because you have to wait forever for somebody. Thankfully, most of these actually don't take that long, though. Eliminate all the opponent pieces but one. No checkmates. Capturing is compulsory. This is going to be a little bit tricky. This is going to be almost like the one... Eliminate all the opponent's pieces but one. Or put yourself in a stalemate. And you win, I guess, by getting a stalemate. No checkmates. Capturing is compulsory is the only thing maybe I don't like about it. It's like, what is that one where you have to give away, but then you're forced to take anything if you're offered to. It's like, I'll do it the best of the one that just resembles the regular game the most. Like even the checkers, you know, chess with checkers or something. Again, not even because I'm even that good, but just because most of these people aren't going to be that good, period. So that's why if like a GM did this, it's not that they'd even be that good at these variants, but they would just be good at normal positions that you might get. So, they might win because of that. But yeah, I had no expectation that they'd be able to save themselves from that. Like a mate in one becomes they just take it. Apparently, like even if that's true that they can do that, would they really think that they could do that? Right? Most people would just resign there or something. He's playing it for the first time. Like, how would you even have the balls to think that you could do that? Well, let's see. We haven't had any issue finding people in at least a normal one, like that isn't four player. Eliminate all but one, but put yourself in a stalemate. When the taking is mandatory, see, this implies that it's his first time ever playing this as well, right? The fact that he's 1500 on the nose provisional. So that means that they shouldn't be that good, really. Not saying that I'm an expert on these either, but so anytime there's a chance to capture something, it's compulsory. So now, again, shouldn't you do this in a normal way, like just try to beat them normally or like trade everything? But the problem is that the bishops are a piece that can get you in trouble because the rooks are going to be covered by your own pawn, so you don't have to worry about that. But if the bishops have an open diagonal, it's actually bad because then you're going to be forced to take all these suboptimal plays that you don't want to do, right? So you have to be careful to actually keep your own bishop covered. So only the knight might be compelled to do a take here. It doesn't say that castling is. It doesn't say that you can't castle, but then why can't I? That's not part of the rule. No checkmates, capturing is compulsory. Okay, let's just try to see what I can do here. See, like they could do some bait. As soon as I do this, they can just put this here, then I'm forced to take, I guess. That's how stupid it can be. I guess. So like now they have to take something, but now at least they get to choose. But can't I then play with that system and say like, okay, now they'll have to take this, right? They'll have to take it, I guess is how it works. So you're already in a bad spot. Now, let's really abuse the knights in the process because the knights are their weakness becomes their strength that they are so useless sometimes. They won't be forced to take anything. So you got to keep the bishops and the thing out of the equation here a little bit. So even though I might have to fuck up and do something there, that would have been better if you just let me take that. Right now you gave me stuff. Wait, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he eliminate all opponent's pieces? Or put yourself in a stalemate, so maybe that's what they're trying to do? I'm so confused. Eliminate all their pieces. That should be easy to do. I can avoid stalemate. That's fine. How can they force me to... Well, maybe they can, actually. You can't checkmate him, but you have to eliminate all his pieces, so... Is he really going to do that? He's going to plan out for a stalemate so perfectly. Somehow he will. He'll just know how to do it. But how do you even do that? Because... How could you even get a stalemate if I take the king? I don't get it. Like, with what, then? What, there's no such thing as a stalemate. What? And since there are no checks, there also won't be a stalemate on that level either. I'm so confused. Like, if there's something you can't capture, maybe? Or... I already win because I eliminated everything besides the one piece. So I'm not exactly sure what that guy was playing at, but okay. I would play this relatively slow and normal, like just try to trade stuff and don't try to do any crazy attack. So the key tricks in the opening seems to be don't try to use the bishops or the rooks too much or the queen because then you're forced to take something you don't want to take. And so at least this does compel the trades in a stronger way. Like, you have to trade when I offer it. So again, keep the thing they're blocking and don't give yourself an open diagonal. You know, for example, if you just you'll have to take even already. You'll have to take, won't you? I'm so confused. You already have to take that and you just lose the thing. Right? Is it just as simple as that? You literally have to what the fuck? It's so stupid. So now just a basic move like that. Oh yeah, you already lost the queen. Now it doesn't mean that I'll be able to guarantee the outcome just like that, but let me try to close off my own diagonal. And the reason why is because now I'm not going to be forced to take anything because there is nothing to take because the knight is limited in that way. So let's just try to... You're trying to keep the bishops and stuff out of the way a little bit. Right, because you get to not get forced into a take. Like you already have to take here, for example. Right, so the bishop is closed off, that's closed off. This you have to take. This you have to take. Now, see, now you can just win the queen. It's just that simple because that's what's unfortunate about it. You go ahead, you take there, you're threatening this. Even if you move it somewhere, you're going to be forced to take something. And so therefore, you'll be in trouble. You're going to be like a threefold repetition by doing that because otherwise you're forced to take there. You could have tried to go for threefold repetition, I guess. But no, I'm not understanding what the stalemate idea even is. Wait, what am I forced to take? I'm forced to take here. Put yourself in a stalemate. So now you're forced to take here, or you're forced to take here. Maybe it's fine too. I'm not in the greatest spot, to be honest with you. But you can just take the king, so maybe that's the way you escape the stalemate. But then again, oh, I guess there are checks though. There's no checkmates, but there are checks, so that might still make sense for something here. I'm a little bit confused now, but you are forced to take like there. I don't fully get it, but you know you're gonna take that because you have to. You do have pre-moves on, so I just have to get rid of a few more of his pieces. He's gonna have to take that. And then then I'll have to take something with that, but now I don't. But even though... Okay. So now... Wait. See, you could have just left it there and then forced me to take that, for example. I'm not entirely sure what happened with that either. Okay, so we already win. Let's do another one. I'm not going to claim I understand some of these, but I'm not entirely sure what their condition is. Like, with the stalemate or whatever else that we're looking at. You don't necessarily have to do that because I don't like the bishop thing here. But I guess maybe... Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. But now if you take... Okay, dude. You're gonna do... Okay, I'm already fucking up. You gotta kind of block the bishops because they're too good normally. But now aren't you gonna have to do the same thing? So now the problem becomes that the queen is kind of too open. So now when you say you're forced to take... Yeah, I don't like how it doesn't say that anywhere. It's just like... There's no situation where you're basically able to... Okay, there at least you get to choose what to take. What is it that I'm having to do? I guess I have to do this. Okay, dude. Okay. Now you're forced to take this. I'm not forced to really do anything. Right, so you should have to take my king. What? Okay, so now, oh, I don't know what's going on, man. Fuck, and now that allows him to escape with the, or wait, he took with the wrong thing then. Because now, if I'm not mistaken, and clearly I don't understand these modes at all, you should have to take here with the queen and give it up. But you could have escaped that by taking there, which is why I was so upset about that, but he didn't even do it. I really got to use my time more. I'm playing this 10-minute mode to try to make up for how some elements of this work, but we're not in a very good spot at all. But what you have to do is you have to pose the option of them to take something that you would have to, like, this is a check. Oh no, but then I'm going to be forced to take something that I don't want to take. Like, even though I may have the queen, it's not going to matter for much because of the simple fact that, you know, the value of the queen is no longer relevant anymore. Right, you're going to be forced to take in a way that you don't really want to take. So if you go to there, you move the thing, you're going to pose something where I have to take it. Right, like just by simply putting that there, you are in itself going to have to take. What if I just put this kind of out of the way, but I don't have a choice? I don't have a choice. You're doing it all in the wrong ways though, aren't you? I don't get it. Because you could have baited it in some other way. Now I'm going to be forced to take this, so if you just cover it, for example, just playing it kind of all wrong. I won, white resigned. Sometimes they're playing it almost like the opposite way that they should be. So let's look. We've won 3 in a row. It always makes it look like they win because that's highlighted, but it doesn't even say whether you won or lost. You just have to look for the rating. So plus whatever, plus something there. So let's do another one, I guess. So that one I was actually very likely to lose, but they just played it completely wrong. This gives you kind of an authentic look at something though too, because it's like, oh haha, you know, you're just picking on beginners, bottom feeder, whatever, right? But the point is that I don't know what I'm doing either. I've never played this mode before, so you know, it's a level playing field, at least in that way. So the key trick is do not give your bishop an open diagonal. That's rule number 1, right? Do not do that. And I did that multiple times in the last game. So then you won't be forced to take anything, and then you'll just be like, okay, move the knight, move the knight. If they push the pawns in the center, then I'm not entirely sure what to do. Right, that is an annoying thing for sure. You want to try to avoid that as much as possible with respect to the diagonal itself. So this move is okay because at least you're blocking it with that. So the goal is to move stuff that is not going to be consequential because it's going to be forcing them to take. And so if it's forcing them to take, I don't even mind this. You might be able to take like that, which would be still fine. Because the knight's the best piece here in terms of its minimalistic nature, you know, where you're forced to take, but there's nothing that you really can take. So like, for example, there I'm forced to take. But now this is a problem, right? Because you already are forced to take something with the queen. So that means that you're already screwed. Right? It doesn't matter what you even... Or I guess you had other options still there, but... You're going to be able to take there and thereby escape. So I'm not too happy about that. Okay, this is a lot harder than I'm giving it credit for, and as usual, I can't complain when I'm giving myself this much time. because I don't use the time at all. You'll be able to take with the pawn is the problem. It's usually not that hard, like, to get your opponent's queen because all you have to do is, like, all you have to do is basically now before yeah, like, just give them an option of what to take, but it just doesn't happen for me, I don't know. Like, even now, you would think that, like, okay, for example, the queen has to take that, and it has to give itself up, right? That should be objectively no, but it's not. Because the knight can keep taking shit. At some point, you would think that's gonna happen. Like, I'm just waiting to see, but somehow they keep escaping it so easily. Like, the knight has to take this, then I take this. Then you would think the queen has to take this, but somehow you keep escaping that so miraculously. Right, like, the only escape play is, okay, take this. Right, which I'm still at a major disadvantage even if that happens, but I don't have much of a choice. This is actually very hard to figure out sometimes because some of the takes that you're forced to do are very frustrating. Even if he loses both this and then this, I'm still only this. So you're in a major material disadvantage, and I don't know. You'll have to play it really accurately from that point, assuming that that's even going to happen, which I'm not too sure. But this is why you have to be careful about using the queen. This is actually a good way to try to teach people how not to attack. Like my defensive nature myself, it's like teach people not to attack because of the simple fact that it can get you in trouble, right? Like, oh, now your queen is going to be forced to attack or something. This should be a devastating sequence of the next two moves, and it's really one of those things that's just forced, right? Like you already should know what you have to do. If you take, I take. If you take, I take. If you take, I take, or take with the king, whatever. So it shouldn't be a problem. So not only are you getting two good trades in a row, you're getting them in such a way that you're able to basically not even have to give up a piece to do it. And I guess they're only up by one piece then, because they're going to have to take two pawns in a row such that you can take or take, whichever one you choose. Oh, but I fucked up again, dude. I fucked up again. Because now, I hate this. You're gonna be forced to. I don't follow my own advice, as you can see here, like where I say what you're not supposed to do. I don't give yourself the open diagonal, whatever the fuck. But I could have maybe recovered from that, but now I just can't. Now you could go like there or something. But see, once again, you're gonna be forced to take this. So if you just do it, then I win the rook. But now I have very little material to work with, so I don't have a choice. Right, so now I have to figure out what can you put on a dark square or in the vicinity of that that would get me in trouble, and the answer is let you take that. I got no problem with you taking that. But then I'll take with the rook. Then I'll be forced to take the knight, which is bad, and maybe I shouldn't have let that happen. But materially, it's not too bad. I just have to make sure you don't put anything like this in a way that I would have to actually take something. So, for example, there might not be much I can do about it now because, uh, fuck, is that for real? Like, if I anywhere on this diagonal, the same thing's going to happen. I think I just lose now. I don't know what the stalemate condition to escape would be, but like it basically if I just can't move anything. I'd have to be in a position where I can't move anything before they're able to take anything and get me to like my last piece, which of course they do. Okay, good performance there. That one is pretty annoying and confusing. Let me maybe see if I can do one more. I really am not taking these seriously enough at all. Like, these are supposed to last much longer than what they're doing. Fog of War could be kind of good because you're looking at it like it's pretty much the normal game again, but you just have to okay, this one's at least moderately popular. Capture your opponent's king while only seeing the squares you can move to. So here, this is almost the opposite of the last one, where the bishops are basically able to be very good because they light up so much stuff that you can see. You can only see that where I can move to. So like, that's gonna be too complicated. I don't know if I want to do it right now, but that could be a good one. I mean, some of these just do a very basic thing. Right, this is like something you see in RTS games where, you can only see where your units can see, basically. Okay, see you later.